As of recently, I've experienced this feeling of like loneliness that I've never experienced in my life. Almost a out of body experience that I've never felt ever. And you just want to be seen and you just want to be heard. But when you're not being seen and you're not being heard by the people around you, it can be very difficult to kind of navigate yourself. Deep down in my mind, mentally, there was thoughts of suicide. There's thoughts of just so many negative things. And I've realized that it is so important to surround yourself with people that truly support you and want to see you succeed. But everything is energy, okay? Like everything. Your thoughts are energy. The things that you say are energy. And it projects to the world and it projects to the people around you. Not forgetting who you are, not forgetting where you stand, and not allowing other people's perceptions and perspective of who you are be you. Alright, alright, alright. Welcome back to another episode of Life Sober and Shit. Okay? Um, that was a very highly optimistic introduction. I just want to say thank you for making it here today because I'm going to talk about something that I think that we've really all experienced in our life at one point or another, and that is loneliness. Now, being lonely doesn't mean being alone because you can be lonely when there are people around you, okay? And this is just from my experience and my experience with loneliness, and it is not cute, okay? It is the most, I don't know, painful thing. Like, I know that I say that it's more very painful, but it's a very painful experience to go through and to have no one kind of hear you or see you and just accepts you for who you are. It's a really hard place to be without having any support. As humans, we have this urge of feeling of like belonging, acceptance, being heard, being seen. And I know I talk about things like not being validated and all that and validating your own feelings. Of course, you have to. But to have like this support of just community and not having that can be a very tough place. And it kind of brings me back to really why I started this podcast was because I was feeling that and I wanted to not only find my community but also just it helps me kind of navigate through this journey that I'm on. And as of recently, I've experienced this feeling of like loneliness that I've never experienced in my life. I it was almost a out of body experience that I've never felt ever. And it was really scary, you guys. And it was a really tough place to be because I felt like I was looking and presented really well and really just pushing through each day. But deep down in my mind, mentally, there was thoughts of suicide. There's thoughts of just so many negative things. And it just didn't kind of align with how I was like presenting and how I was being because I tried to like almost my body and my mind were like disconnected, and I was almost doing the things that I needed to do just to kind of get through the day, get by. But mentally, I was struggling very, very hard. And I had nobody to share this with and nobody to kind of vent to or talk about my feelings. And so I sat in them on my own and tried to deal with it on my own. And you guys, it was not an easy place. It was very, very painful. It made me realize a lot of things. And it made me look further inwards and further out, like around me. And going back to the thought of suicide, and here's the thing about that. This is a very, like, I don't know, it's a very sensitive subject. Like, obviously, that's kind of crazy that I'm talking about this, like, literally publicly. But it's like a real thing. Like it happens all the time with a lot of people. And, you know, not that I would ever do it because I'm just not that person. I will never give up. And I will always persevere through anything that life kind of takes, like pushes at me, you know? I'm very resilient in that sense, you know? Imagining how many things I've survived in my life, and I'm still here, like to this day, like still fighting, girl. Like, you know, but this past experience of mine of feeling loneliness and you know just these changes that I've had to kind of overcome and kind of have to deal with on my own, it's not easy, okay? And I was thinking all these negative thoughts and negative things of like, what if I just didn't want to feel anymore? It was like a feeling of like numbness, like I just did not want to live. I did not want to feel. I did not want to think. I did not want to anything. I just wanted it all to end, okay? And it was this really, oh my god, I'm getting emotional, but it was a really scary like place because it's not how I really wanted to feel, but I was feeling them and thinking them anyway. And that was the hardest thing, you know, trying to like fight through that. And you just want to be seen and you just want to be heard. But when you're not being seen and you're not being heard by the people around you, it can be very difficult to kind of navigate yourself, you know, without having a supportive like system, or a support system. It just made me really realize how important connection is and it for each one of us. And I started this podcast because I didn't have that connection and I was trying to figure out my way and trying to find my system and create the support system. And you know, in my case, moving to a new city and completely starting over, um and also this sober journey, you guys, it changes everything because I've had to let go of a lot of people, and so like starting over, it's not easy, right? But it made me realize finding a community and having a community is so important, you guys, and just reaching out to the people that love you and really just accept you and are there for you regardless, you know, and just love you for who you are. It is so important to find that. And I know there is someone out there, and don't think that you don't have anyone ever. Like, reach out to those people because they're very rare and far in between, okay? And it's really, like, it's really important to kind of cherish and hone those relationships and keeping them. And if you don't, go seek out a professional, you guys, okay? A professional counselor's therapy. I always say this, I encourage it so much because kind of takes it out of you. You kind of take yourself out of yourself and a perspective in a kind of non-biased way to kind of see, because sometimes when we're so chaotic and so busy like in our minds, we literally tend to lose track. We literally go off the rails, like from my experience anyway. There's like no directions. It's like snowballing effect constantly when you're not being validated or being seen or being heard for the things that you're saying and doing. Um, and so it's really important to kind of have that support and kind of have that person to give you feedback, right? And positive and reinforcement, you know? And it's a thing, you guys. It's a real thing. As humans, we need that connection. We need that, you know, affirmation from the people around us and positive energy. Um, and what I've realized, I know this already, but everything is energy, okay? Like everything, your thoughts are energy, the things that you say are energy, and it projects to the world and it projects to the people around you. So whatever that energy you're giving, whatever like gossip, you guys, like I know everyone gossips, but what are you gossiping about and the intentions of that? It could either be a negative connotation, it literally projects into the world and into the space around you. And I've realized that it is so important to surround yourself with people that truly support you and want to see you succeed instead of always constantly criticizing you for the mistakes that you've done and always pushing you and pushing you down. It's not okay. It's not good, you guys. Condescending, like treatments, like it's not healthy for your mental health. And it's really important to just surround yourself with really positive and good, supportive people. Number one. That's like number one, okay? That can go for like a workplace, that can go for your friends, family, like anything, okay? It's so important. I know I've already talked about that, but there's times where you really can't do anything about it. And what I've learned is just to kind of navigate through life and just allow people to be themselves and not let it affect you moving forward, and just always refocusing. Like, my mistake was kind of focusing my energy onto other people because I always want to be helpful, always want to, I want people to be better around me. But the thing is, I like forgot about my damn self, right? And I kind of got lost in all this chaos when I really should just be focused on myself and refocusing my energy on me. And that's what I'm suggesting to you. Always just think about yourself and not allowing other people's negativity like affect you. And I know that's so hard to say because energy is energy. Like, it just happens. It's around us all of the time, constantly, and it's hard to control other people, and you can never control other people, okay? Never. You can't change people's perspective, you can't change people's beings, you can only control literally yourself and how you move through it. And that's literally my message, is just being patient, being kind to yourself, being, just knowing your worth and really just focusing on yourself and your growth at all times, and moving with good intentions. This is what I mean by intentions. Even if you're like gossip, because I gossip too. But it's like the intent behind it. What are the intentions behind it, right? Is it a negative intention, or is it more positive, critical? You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, whatever the intention is what matters, okay? Behind it. Because as humans, we can't literally stop ourselves from judging because we're always going to judge, okay? But is that judgment negative intent, or is that judgment more critical, But anyway, a critical or a personal opinion or whatever it is, but just knowing your intentions behind everything that you do, and just following that, like that is your true self and that is your authentic self, and just not forgetting who you are, not forgetting where you stand, and not allowing other people's perceptions and perspective of who you are be you, because it's not. It's just their perception of who you are, but it is absolutely not who you are. Okay, and I know it's hard sometimes to kind of not let it affect you, but babe, you can do it. You can persevere through all that chaos around you. And just always a reminder of you. Like, what is your intention? What are you doing today for you? Okay. Also, the people that are in your life are meant to be in your life, right? And the people, if you have nobody right now, it's just making room for people that are coming, and just to be patient again. And I know that's so fucking hard because, bitch, trust me, I am the most impatient person and I'm trying. God is testing me always, okay? But literally, I am so impatient and it's so easy to say than done. Um, but be patient and be kind to yourself. And one thing I've noticed too, it's always easier for other people to point your flaws than it is to look within themselves. Right? Get that. And it's hard because people's opinions of you kind of care. As much as you don't want to care, you care, right? And so just not allowing that negativity or that thought matter, because it's not your thought, it's not your perception. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here, okay, with my little notes here and there. But the people that really truly care about you will show up, okay? You just have to be open to the connection, like finding people, finding community. And I'm actively doing that right now and making sure that I'm taking care of at the end of the day and what's gonna fulfill me and like building that community around me, even in a new city. Oh yeah, speaking of being in a new city and kind of changing my old habits and like where I come from, you guys, it's so crazy because I have to like pretty much start over, which I have. I've started over, you guys, okay? New friends. Well, actually, no new friends, no friends. But I've had to eliminate a lot of people. And so now I have to literally go out there in the world and figure it out and find and build a foundation and find a community now. And I know I have this podcast, and I'm sorry that I haven't been really consistent, but life has been lifing with me. And I've had to deal with a lot of things and take a step back from a lot of things because I really need to focus on my mental health because to me, that is number one, okay? Your mental health is absolutely number one at all times, at all every day of your life, okay? And now I have to learn to kind of navigate this new being of mine, the being sober, because finding friends before was kind of easy if you thought about it. I met a lot of people. I'm a very social person, okay? But now that I'm like sober, I don't have alcohol to kind of help me and kind of, push me a little bit further to kind of make those connections. I don't have alcohol, the drugs, all these things like trauma bonding, none of that. I have to learn to navigate my life and meeting new people, excuse me, and connecting with people in a different way that I haven't really done before and putting myself in a world out there, like finding groups, finding same interests like hobbies and joining these meetups or whatever and finding new people to kind of meet but sober. So connecting, even just talking to a person, like it's like, what do you talk about, And it can be really, really daunting, but again, just be patient with yourself, okay? Don't rush through things and don't put so much pressure on yourself. I always say that because I am the worst for that, you guys. Literally, okay? Put so much pressure on myself to be perfect, to be all these things when I should just really be trying to be present and always being here and always thinking about your intentions for the day and giving it out there and putting it out there into the world. But always just refocusing, but always be patient because it will come. The people will come. You will succeed in the things that you put out there, the energy you give out there, you will get back. Literally, okay? But just focusing on yourself and having good intentions. Um and keep moving forward, keep pushing through. And if you ever need anything, message me. I'm here for you. Okay? Um I'd love it for you guys to say hello. Comment down below, okay? Share this video for someone that's feeling a little bit lonely and not belonging, not connecting, not, feeling accepted, not feeling heard. I know what that's like, okay? But do not give up on yourself and give the love for yourself, okay? Go out there, put yourself out there, be proactive for the things that you can change. But anyway, I'm gonna end it there for this video. I just want to thank you guys so much for making it this far and tuning in. And I know life can be pretty tough sometimes, but know that you are loved and you are worthy of love. And always just believe in yourself and never forget that. But anyway, thank you guys so much again, okay? And if you haven't already, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit that follow, subscribe, thumbs up this video if you like this video. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. See ya. Bye.